Okay, is this shit recording? Okay, I think it's recording. Okay, cool. This is Week in Review 2. I posted it late because on Sunday my fucking hard drive just crashed. Not like corrupted, but like, oh, let me take these out. It like fully fucking crashed. As in, just stopped working. Tried plugging it into my computer, plugging it in and out, changed SATA ports, didn't work. Tried plugging it into another computer, didn't work. So it's just not receiving power. And to get it fixed, it's probably like 300, 600 quid, so, and it's not worth it. Now, to be fair, I had a lot of business shit on it, and that's what's fucked up. But it's not critical. Like the most of the client work I had was like website clients, and the website's already made. They're not really big deals, so it's not really the worst. And there's always backups of those websites made anyway. Um, and then in terms of the ads clients that I'd signed, I just barely gotten started, and I'm gonna get to that later. So I'm kind of bad because this is meant to be week in review on week 2, so I think I'll just keep it to that week from the 5th to the 11th. I've kind of had an interesting week this week, which is the 13th, but I'm gonna keep it to the 11th. Basically, I was recording it on the Sunday, and my fucking hard drive crashed as I was recording this video, just out of nowhere. My whole computer, it just fucking crashed. It was fucking retarded. Anyway, so as a week, it was okay. It was okay. Wasn't great. Wasn't great, but it was all right. Like I didn't get to the dials that I wanted to do. And the reason behind that was the fact that basically it was a mix of a few things coming up in terms of client work and trying to get service delivery done, and then on top of that, I suppose it was probably just a bit of pain avoidance or work avoidance. I think the thing is as well is that, especially when it comes to the cold calling, is that it's like obviously when I don't want to do it, I will look for reasons to do it. Now generally I do look past those reasons unless they're genuine, and I always do my best to avoid it, but it happens. Now this week it's looking better, and then that being said, today wasn't great, and I'll get into that later. Next video. I want to keep it to 1 week at a time. And even though I'm doing this late, I want to keep it at week 2. So, what else happened on week 2? On week 2, I also got my second client. So, that was pretty good. He was a kitchen renovation client, based in Dublin. He was in a lot of pain. He's actually used a marketing agency before, so I kind of had to go through a little bit on what went wrong with his agency, and then convince him how I'm going to be different. Now, from a closing point of view, from a sales point of view, I wouldn't say that I'm a great closer, just because like the guy I was dealing with, he was in so much pain. Like I wasn't even objection handling, and the reason behind that as well is because I'm also so cheap. You're probably talking like roughly 15 to 20 euro a day investment in ad spend, and then a 500 euro retainer fee at the end of the month. So it's pay after results. So it's the risk and the investment for a tradesman, if he wants to make any money. 450 roughly speaking, 15 times 30 days, 450 euro plus VAT is not, it's not a big it's not a big investment or risk to be making. And the thing is, like I said, he's only paying me the 500 if he's making money, so that's why it's really just a 450. And I will say parts I do good in the sales is definitely confidence and appearing like I know what I'm doing, and appearing that I'm knowledgeable. And that's definitely good from a discovery point of view. I need to get better at digging deeper into asking questions, and that kind of just comes with more reps and more practice. Really, there's only so much you can practice by yourself, and knowing the script and stuff. From a work rate point of view, from the hours worked, I think I averaged, it was something like 7, maybe just about 7 hours a day or something like that. I actually done more work on the weekend. I was averaging like 6.5, or 6 to 7. Oh fuck's sake, 6 to 7 hours of work a day, and then on Saturday I done 8 hours, and then on Sunday I done 7.5. So it's kind of, again, it's back to the whole ambiguity thing again. It's like, especially because I was trying to get more client stuff set up in GHL and trying to make creative and come up with copy, and learning the Jimmy Mitchell's Facebook ad creation tool and stuff like that. Like, that's what I mean. I was doing a heavy lot of learning as well, and again, it's just ambiguity. Ambiguity ruins everything from the productivity point. And that's why I think as time goes on, my work rate is going to get better. Obviously, because your work rate is something you can train. You can't step into something making 12 hours a day of work. It's like training in the gym. You don't go in lifting 100 kilos on a bench on your first day. Well, it's getting a bit fucking hot. So you don't go into the gym benching 100 kilos on your first day. Same thing goes for business. You don't go in working 10, 12 hours a day on work where you don't know what to do. So that's draining in itself because you're trying to figure out what to do. But then it's also just you're not used to the work, so it's draining again. Like when I have a work day and I know exactly what to do, like web design, for example, I can work 10 to 12 hours of the day and focus in because I know exactly what I have to do. And that's basically how that comes. So I know it's something I'm going to improve over time, along with the fact that once I get a more set schedule in and I'm really consistently doing 100 hours a day, booking an appointment, doing those appointments, doing service delivery, and that's kind of, once I get more into a rhythm, there's less ambiguity, and I have, of course, you're always, changing, you're always getting better and stuff like that, but, there'll still be a lot more structure and process to what I'm doing once I have a better idea of what I'm doing and actually how to do the shit that I'm selling. And that's what I'm hoping is going to fix the work rate from that point of view. And yeah, I could get into some things more. I'm just going to take a look. I have my calendar in front of me. I write down what I do every day, which I think is very important because it reminds you of what you've done that day. Like for me personally, that's really important for me because I need to know that am I working hard enough or am I not working hard enough. And that's the only way to track it is by writing down the brief overview of everything I've done. I basically got like the warm up. I don't know who made the warm up, if it was fucking Sam Ovens, Charlie Morgan. I don't know who the fuck made it, but I have it. And I've basically edited it so that on the last paragraph I actually put in my sleep, did I train that day, hours worked, dials that day, and revenue generated that day. And then it tracks it all in one big tracker. So I've got like a monthly tracker. I can see basically right now I can see the past 4 months from when I've started. So it's very useful from that point of view. In terms of how I feel about booking the second client, it was it's good. I'm always happy about it. But ultimately it's like that other thing of now it sets in like fuck, now I have to deliver. Also on top of that, with this client that I've taken on the kitchens, he works for the past agency and we got around it, but he was saying that the lead quality was really, really bad. And I've just done the onboarding call with him today, as in just gotten access to his Meta Business Suite. Then I have to set up workflows and GHL and all that kind of stuff. And like maybe I should only be having one onboarding call, maybe I should be having two. Like it's all so much up in the air that I'm trying to figure out as time goes on. And I suppose that's sometimes what makes business interesting, but it's also what makes it stressful because you can't predict anything. But yeah, from that point of view with the lead quality, I looked in today, got the onboarding. Looking at his ads, I'd seen his ads on the ad library already, and they looked decent from a copy and video point of view. Like they should have been bringing in leads, which he told me they were bringing in leads. And he said the biggest problem was just lead quality. So then I checked the lead form, and I had qualifying questions as well, like what's your budget? Minimum is $7,500, for a kitchen and stuff. And he was saying that people were still coming in thinking it's too cheap. Like they're thinking they could get one for $4,000 or $5,000 or something like that. And so that's where the kind of the problem is. I have to, I've basically told them that I'm going to change it and I'm going to qualify them harder, which I will. Like if it gets to a point where I have to call these leads individually myself, I will, because to me, for my first 1 to 3 clients, like it's, again, if it's a different client, for my first client in every niche at least. Now I don't want to niche out too much if I can get some solid results, but for my first client in every niche at least, I want to give it my all, which means if obviously we'll have the the go high level workflows, sending them a WhatsApp message from their WhatsApp business and stuff. But if there's a case where I'm going to call the leads, I will call the leads for like the first month or two, just to make sure that, also from his point of view, just to make sure that I'm actually seeing the quality of the leads myself as well, and that if the leads are bad or if they are good, I'm able to argue it because I'm actually going to call them myself. It's something I'm going to play with and look into. Now, with this kitchen renovation client, the one thing in my mind is I wasn't sure, like I'm not certain how good his sales are, and stuff like that. So it's it's question like it's something we'll see as time goes on, and that's probably the most anxious part of it is just if I actually can deliver it. But man, if I could deliver on what I've sold, like two clients, a grand a month, then coming in from that. Not to say that 2-3 months down the line I could upsell them more and more AI integration or some shit. Like, 'cause there's so much shit in Go High Level, like giving out quotes and everything. Like, I am just using it for like a basic CRM, lead management, and a few workflows for the clients. But there's so much shit in that you could upsell them on, and then not to say getting new clients. Like, that's why I think really becoming successful in anything is really an exponential thing, because once you crack, it sounds so gay saying crack the code, but once you crack what it is you have to do, it's just repeat, 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 and obviously you improve on it. But like, there's kind of like this minimum level of where you are, and you have to be here. And but any time before that, you're just shit. You're not getting anything. And once you get there, it's just it's kind of I know that looks more linear, but I do believe that it is exponential once you kind of crack what you need to do, and yeah, that's why it's also such a big deal to me. Like, if I could get two clients and keep them and be successful with them, fuck, that would be obviously as well from a money point, like, because I'm not even paying rent right now. I live with my parents, and stuff like that. So, that would give me so much money to invest back into the business, whether that's for ads or something like that, and yeah, that's basically where I'm at. That's basically this week in review.